So welcome to 10 ideas on how to grow your recruitment consultancy like a pro using personality profiling. These are 10 new ideas that you've probably never seen before, and if you have a recruitment consultancy or recruitment agency, then this is the webinar for you. My name is Martin Gibbons. I'm one of the co-founders of People Maps, where for nearly 20 years we have been pioneering online personality profiling applications. Now, recruitment is a tough business, so you will want to give yourself every possible edge over your competitors. In this short webinar, you're going to discover a whole bunch of ways to give yourself that edge and add to your income. You will find 10 specific ideas that you can implement right away. Now, many of these tactics are already being used by other agencies, my other clients. I have clients all over the world, many recruitment agencies, and they are using some or all of these tactics. And I thought it would be useful to share those with you today so that you can implement them in your own agency. Okay, so let's very quickly recap. What does every agency or every recruitment consultant need? Well, the first thing you need is clients. Without clients, nobody's going anywhere. And of course, as an agency, you need candidates. And then finally, what you're trying to do is get clients to actually hire those candidates. So when you look at it that way, it's a pretty straightforward business. Now, the reality of that, of course, is a very challenging business, a very demanding business. So what we're going to do in this short webinar is I'm going to share ideas that will help you get more clients, attract more candidates, and of course, help you place more candidates with those clients. In addition, we'll look at how you can actually earn more money from your existing clients, so raise the overall value that each client brings to your organization. So we'll even look beyond your agency fees, and we'll even look at how you can increase your agency fees. We'll also look at ways that you can even earn money from candidates themselves. Okay, so how to get more clients. And this brings us to idea number 1. And this is implemented by several of my clients, and these agencies focused on this one challenging aspect of recruitment. It's a tough job. Very few people, very few personality types can cope with the work environment that is demanded from a recruitment consultant. So what they focused on was to hire recruitment consultants that could not only cope with the work environment and do the job, but had a chance of excelling in that job. And to do that, People Maps worked with a number of agencies, and we developed a personality report called Recruitment Consultants. It's part of the Interview Pro range, and it's essentially designed to help recruitment agencies hire, interview and hire new consultants. I say it's a very challenging job, and quite often you're giving people their first job as a recruitment consultant, so you don't have a lot to go on. And these organizations that I work with, my clients, they would never hire a consultant without using this personality report as part of the process. So what you want to do quite simply is hire the very best consultants, the ones that will thrive in your work environment, and leave all the others for your competitors. Very quickly, this report, as I say, it's about 20 odd pages long. It goes into a lot of detail. It includes 16 gauges, which include influencing the decisions of others, ability to remain calm under pressure, determination to close a sale, pushing past rejection to close a sale. Of course, recruitment consultants often face a lot of rejection before they get someone who says yes. Some personality types can cope with that easily. Others find it very painful, very stressful, very difficult. Willing to cold call. A lot of cold calling. In most recruitment consultants' jobs, cold calling is quite important. You probably want people who are competitive and goal-orientated, and people who can also ask for the order. In addition to all the gauges that's included, there are detailed text-based topics as well, which also include questions to ask and what you're looking for in the answer. So it'll tell you things like the individual's natural sales style, commercial awareness, how they close, and how they deal with rejection. Also talks about their customer focus, keeping appointments, the actual ideal work environment, so you can read their work environment, compare it with your own actual work environment, and make a good judgment on, is that similar enough that they will cope? And of course, you'll see what motivates them as well. And it continues looking at how you would inspire them to take your job offer over your competitors. I say cold calling again, there's actually a text-based topic based on that. their ability to deal with difficult customers, and whether they like working in a competitive environment or even a repetitive environment. Some roles are more repetitive than others. Okay, so that's the first big idea. Next thing really is we need to look at how you can add more value to your client offer. So let's see, how do we constantly delight clients even more? Well, the way to do that is to offer your clients something that they value and something that your competitors do not offer. Now, every year employers spend millions, hundreds of millions on personality profiling. So they clearly value profiling, or they would not spend the money on it. So idea number 2, very simple idea. Offer to profile every job applicant before you submit them to your client. Now, I can tell you right now, almost no recruitment agency currently does this. So if this was something that you offered to employers, it's unlikely that your competitors are offering the same. So if you're approaching a new prospect and trying to convince them to become a client, and you're offering this and your competitor is not, then suddenly you've got a big tick in your box and they have a cross in theirs. Now, here's how you do it really cheaply, because you're probably thinking, that would cost a fortune, there's no way we're spending that kind of money. Okay, well, here's how you do it really, really cheaply. It's called the Personality Certificate. Now, this is a low-cost report that has been designed so that it's cheap enough that you can afford to profile every candidate that you present to an employer. Now, what you're doing by doing this is you're offering something that most other agencies do not. Now, the report itself is a very short report. It's just literally a 2 or 3 paragraphs about that candidate, and it's put into a certificate type format, and it's designed so you just attach it to the CV and send it along with when you're submitting the candidate's details. It's a very short summary description of the candidate's personality, and the report itself actually focuses only on the positive aspects of the candidate's personality. So it's not the whole picture, it's a slice of the picture, because it's designed to encourage the client to want to interview the candidate. It's there to help the candidate primarily. Now, if your offer includes a personality report and your competitors does not, then you have added more value and increased the appeal of your offer. You have differentiated your service from your competitors. So the personality certificate is the cheapest way to buy personality reports in volume, and if you want to know prices and discounts, then just contact People Maps directly for a quotation. The price really does depend on the number you buy. If you buy 10 or 20, then you'll pay one price. If you buy 100 or 200, then you'll pay another price. Okay, let's now look at how you can attract more candidates. And this takes us to idea number 3. And again, we're going to use the personality certificate. Remember, it's really cheap, very affordable. And what you simply do is you can offer a free personality report to job candidates to encourage them to register with you. Now, I can't stress enough the influence and the power and the appeal that this has. When People Maps worked a lot with job candidates, more than it does this now, in the space of about 2 years, it built a database of over, I think it was 750,000 people by offering a free mini report in exchange for their details. People find themselves fascinating, and job candidates are very interested to hear about them and within a career context. So if you want to catch a candidate's eye, offer a free personality report and encourage them to register with you instead of your competitors, other job boards, going direct. They have so many choices, so many places that they could register as alternatives to you, that you have to offer something to catch their eye, to encourage them to pick you over all of the others. So I say the competition for candidates is tougher now than it has ever been. So the more that you can do to encourage them to register with you instead of your competitors, your direct competitors and your indirect competitors, then the better. So this is the key. Free personality report when you register with whoever you are. Now I say the distribution, if you're likely to be dealing with some large numbers here, then the distribution can even be automated. And more importantly, the entire experience can be branded with your own logo and delivered entirely on your own website. So those candidates you can send them to a page on your website, and the entire experience, the registration, the questionnaire, the delivery of the report is all done within your web page. So it is all yours. Okay, let's look at idea number 4. Well, idea number 4 is very simple. It's something, again, that PeopleMaps has done over the years, and others have done too, other partners of ours, is to offer candidates the chance to upgrade to a more detailed report. And the report that we would recommend is called Career. It's the PeopleMaps Career Personality Report. Now, this report is about 25 pages long, and it's written to the job candidate. So it's very different from the one that goes to employers. This one is written to the job candidate for the job candidate's benefit. And it's there to help them with their career planning, their job interviews, to understand themselves and make sure that they're making the right career decisions for themselves. It also is a fantastic way to prepare them for interviews and help them land more jobs. So if part of your job as a consultant is probably to prepare candidates and make sure that they land job offers, then this report will help you and your candidate. Now, to operate this report, you do have to train as a PeopleMaps certified personality-centric career coach. And once you do that, you can buy these reports at a wholesale discount, and then you can either give them to your candidates or sell them to your candidates and turn this into an income stream. Now, the training is delivered online via video, only takes an hour or so. It's not very, very complex. It just prepares you to support the product and answer questions and make sure that the job candidates, if they ask you something, then you'll know how to answer and deal with it. And I say, even as an experienced career coach, you're very unlikely to have covered personality-centric career coaching, so even the most experienced of you will find this course quite unique, quite original, and I'm sure you will really enjoy it. The training will enable you to deal with any questions that the candidate may have about the Career Personality Report. Okay, now let's look at how you can stop leaving money on the table. I think that's an old American expression, but it happens all the time with recruitment agencies. So idea number 5 is expand your product line and your product offer so that you can actually offer upgrades to the clients. You see, what happens in the same way with the job candidates, when a job candidate reads their personality certificate, their very short report, most of them are really intrigued and they often want to read more, which is why when you say, not a problem, we have a more detailed report, it's 30, 40, 50 pounds, you can buy it here, then candidates are quite inclined to do so because they've read something that leaves them with a taste for more. Well, the same applies to employers. So if you send a personality certificate to the employer, then the employer sometimes reads that and goes, that was very interesting, I would like to read more detail about personality detail about that candidate. Do you have any more? And the answer is, yes we do. Here's a detailed report range and this is what they cost, and you can buy one for that candidate here. So it's a really easy sell and you're likely to be generating sales. Now the reality is, if you don't do this, when you walk away, the employer is likely to go to another profile provider and ask them to provide it, and they will get the order and they will take the money. So wouldn't you rather have the order? I say employers buy personality reports all the time, they might as well buy it from you. So train as a PeopleMaps certified business consultant for Interview Pro, and you will be able to, you'll have knowledge of the full range of reports available, and you'll know how to operate it, how to sell it, how to talk about it, how to support it, and you will be able to distribute those products and have a distributor license to your clients. Idea number 6, and it kind of just is an extension of what we've just been talking about. Another option that you may have, and I have done this for some clients, is you can have your own personality report custom built for you. So if you specialize in a specific area and you don't really want to use the standard range of PeopleMaps reports, then you can actually have one branded as your own. You need to place a reasonable size order, but that is certainly something that can be done. So do talk to people perhaps if that's something of interest to you. So you can have your own product created for you, which you can sell or give to clients. So if this is something that you fancy and you really want to have something totally branded as your own, it's not just a labeling exercise. This is a product that is designed to meet your specifications, and the only place that report, the only people that will ever be selling that version of that report will be you. Okay, let's look at how you can place more candidates by increasing their appeal with your clients, because at the end of the day, the more candidates that get placed, the more commission that you make. So that's really what it boils down to. So to place more candidates, well, you need to get them more interviews. That's the first step. No interviews, no offers. So idea number 7, and again we're going to use the personality certificate because it's really low cost, it's the cheapest way of doing this, and you can use it to help your candidates stand out from all the others and get them more interviews as a result. So it's a very powerful, very simple, low cost device, and yet it can be so useful. Idea number 8, again using this certificate, is use this certificate to actually get employers interested in candidates that they may otherwise have disregarded, right? So employers come up with their own specification. I want this amount of experience, I want this level of qualification. And you know that sometimes you're sitting with a candidate who you know would be excellent in that job, and yet they're not meeting all the criteria. They maybe only get 2 years experience instead of 4 or something along those lines. And you're finding it difficult to convince the employer to consider them, never mind hire them, because they're not met their criteria. Well, with the personality certificate, there's a good chance that you can have the employer widen their ideas on what they would consider. So they would maybe consider, because they'll read the certificate and go, so I really like the look of this person, I like what this says about them. So even though everything else might not be exactly what they're after, it might be enough to have them consider it where they would otherwise have disregarded it. So that's something to bear in mind. That's idea number 8. And idea number 9, again, it's another way of using the certificate. And remember, if you buy a certificate for one individual, then you can use it in all of these ways. So you're getting this one document. You can give that document to the candidate, you can give it to the client, you can use it in any number of ways. And that's the idea number 9, is use it to help the candidates prepare for interviews and promote themselves well in the interview. So if they do get to the interview stage, you're probably involved in coaching them anyway on how to deal with an interview. And as we know, most candidates suck at interviews. They're really bad at it. And I certainly worked and prepared a lot of job candidates for interviews, so I know from first-hand experience how this goes. One of the things I always found useful was the personality. I would always pull out 2 or 3 things about their personality and remind them that these are the qualities that you should always be bringing up at every interview. And you engineer it in. And the certificate will tell them what those 2 or 3 things that they're really exceptional at. A lot of people are blind to these, so they don't realise that what they do so easily, naturally, most other people really struggle. So you can certainly help people prepare and make sure that they're selling themselves well. Okay, so finally we want to talk about how you can over-deliver once you actually place a candidate into a vacancy. And this brings us to our final idea, which is idea number 10. And again, I'm not sure any agency does this, very few. I've got maybe 1 or 2 clients that do this. But I think you would put yourself on the side of the angels by providing an onboarding pro personality report with each new candidate that you place with a client. So the onboarding pro report was developed because onboarding is a big issue, and more clients, if you're talking to clients, you'll hear talk of onboarding, successful onboarding. And the reason for that is so many people quit after a couple of weeks because the onboarding, getting them on board, getting them bedded in, getting them settled in and started goes really poorly. And if that goes wrong, people are very likely to quit within a few weeks, within a couple of weeks, because they're not that invested, and they will go and take another job offer. There may even still be a job offer on the table, which is why they often start a job and after a week or so go, oh, this isn't what I was expecting, and then they quit and they go and take the other job, which costs a fortune and wastes so much time. You lose your commission check. It's just a big pain in the neck for everybody. So the Onboarding Pro is guidance about the new candidate that the line manager gets. So the report goes to the line manager, but it's about the new candidate, the new employee, and it explains to the manager how to manage that new candidate specifically more effectively. So they can avoid upsetting them, they can make sure that they start performing at high levels very, very quickly. And again, with this report, you can actually help line managers manage their new employee more effectively. Now, when you're pitching to clients right at the beginning of the process, then one of the things you can do is tell them that you will provide a personality report with every new employee they hire. So you haven't had to spend a penny, and already you can offer this as a service. And you're only going to have to buy this report if you actually place a candidate. So you've already got your commission. So there really is no downside to this, and yet as far as your client's concerned, this is huge added value. This report will make a manager's life so much easier, so much better. They'll have clear insight and understanding of that employee, and will avoid doing all this daft wee things that we do that often see people quit prematurely. Okay, so that is us, and in 21 minutes we have managed to cover 10 ideas that you can use right away. Many of these are very low cost ideas, they will not cost you a fortune, on how you can win more clients, win more candidates, and place more candidates with those clients. If you want any more details and prices and how it all works, a live demonstration, a free trial, all that side of things, then of course just contact peoplemaps.com directly and everything will be provided.